Namaste and welcome to you all to my YouTube channel. In our today's video lesson, I am going to present a detailed lesson regarding question tags in English grammar. Today's video lesson incorporates introduction to question tag and formation of question tags as well as detailed rules of using question tags in different situations, and the presentation session is followed by an extensive practice section with solution, and further exercise will also be given at the end of the lesson. The target audience of this class are students of all levels as well as all the candidates who are preparing for different types of competitive exams. If you are interested to learn or revise question tags in English grammar in detail, you are watching the right video. Let's move to the presentation session together. Namaste all of you. First of all, welcome to you all to the presentation session. Our today's topic of discussion is question tags in English grammar. First of all, let's move to the contents of our today's presentation. First of all, we will discuss about introduction to question tags, then formation of question tags, how they are formed, then rules with illustration. After that, practice with solution, and finally further exercise for students self-practice. Let's move to our first slide, introduction to question tag. The question is, what is a question tag? Let's observe some definitions of question tag. Okay, the Collins Dictionary defines a question tag as, in English grammar, a question tag is a very short clause at the end of a statement which changes the statement into a question. For example, you are John, aren't you? Okay, this is the definition given by Collins Dictionary. According to this definition, question tag is very short clause which is positioned at the end of a statement and it changes the statement into a question. Okay, it makes a statement a question. For example, you are John, this is a statement, and after the statement at the end of the sentence there is the place of question tag, aren't you? These two words make a question tag and it changes the statement into question. There must be a comma that separates the statement and the question tag. Let's move to second definition given by Cambridge Dictionary. A short phrase such as isn't it or don't you, that is added to the end of a sentence to check information or to ask if someone agrees with you. Okay, question tag is used at the end of a sentence for two purposes, to make confirmation of some information or to ask for agreement. Therefore, we can say that a question tag is a construction in which an interrogative element is added to a declarative or an imperative clause. In the beginning, there is an imperative clause or declarative clause, and after that, at the end of such clauses, we add question tag and it makes the sentence interrogative, and they are short questions because the limit is only 2 words. And question tags are particularly used in spoken English. They are the features of spoken English. We can see in written dialogues as well. We use question tags to make confirmation or to ask for agreement. For example, Rita is a teacher, isn't she? She lives in Bharatpur, doesn't she? These two underlined parts are question tags. And if we are making confirmation, in such situation we use rising intonation because that is to get or to check information of something. And if we are asking someone for agreement, in such situation we use falling intonation because we are making someone agree with us. This is the definition of question tag. Now let's move to the structure of question tags. Okay. First of all, there is declarative or imperative clause. Then we use comma, and after that there is the use of question tag that has only two words. First of all, we are going to observe sufficient examples of question tags. It's a rainy day, isn't it? There wasn't anything left, was there? Rahul works in a bank, doesn't he? He and she enjoyed at the party, didn't they? Everybody likes music, don't they? Let me speak something, will you? Don't shout, will you? Let's play together, shall we? One should respect the old, shouldn't one? I am a student, aren't I? I am not a student, am I? Okay. After observing these question tags, we come to conclude that there are certain things, certain points that should be remembered while forming any question tags. First of all, we should not forget that question tags consist of two words only. The first word is auxiliary verb and second word is pronoun of the subject. If there is pronoun in the statement or given clause, we should use the same pronoun in question tag. But if there is not given any pronoun, then we have to convert that noun, that subject into pronoun in question tag. Therefore, we cannot use three words or more than two words in question tags. The limit is only two words. Similarly, another point to remember is we generally use 9 pronouns as subject of question tags. They are I, we, you, he, she, it, they, their, and one. These are 9 pronouns which are generally used as subject of question tags, means at the end here we use these 9 pronouns. And if there is any subject in the statement which is not from this group of this category of pronouns, then we have to convert them according to proper gender and number. Another one is positive statement takes negative question tag and negative statement takes positive question tag. Look here, it is a rainy day. The statement is positive, therefore we have to make use of negative question tag. Similarly, in the second sentence, there wasn't anything left. This statement is negative because there is use of not here. Therefore, we have to use positive question tag, was there? Okay. Rahul works in a bank, doesn't he? The statement is positive, therefore the question tag is negative. But this is not applicable in case of imperative clauses. Imperative clauses take the question tag will you. It doesn't matter if that is positive or negative. We will discuss more about that in our following slides. Another one is in negative question tags, contraction is mandatory. Contraction means we have to contract this negative word to make a single word because there is the limit for the words in question tag. We cannot use more than two words here. Therefore, this not should be contracted and there should be the use of two words only. We cannot say did not they. We have to make contraction and we have to make didn't they, don't they, And imperatives generally take positive question tags. It means it doesn't matter if that is negative or positive. For example, don't shout, will you? Shout, will you? We will discuss in our coming slides. Now we are going to the rules of using question tags one by one in detail with illustration. Let's move to the first rule. If there is any auxiliary verb in the sentence, we have to use the same auxiliary verb in question tag. For example, they have visited India, haven't they? Sheetal can sing beautiful songs, can't she? The water in this bottle isn't dirty, is it? The students will arrive in time, won't they? Okay, first of all, the first thing that we do is we have to check if there is given an auxiliary verb in the statement. For example, in these given statements, there are auxiliary verbs have, can, is with negative, and will. These are auxiliary verbs, and if there is given any auxiliary verb in the statement, we have to use the same auxiliary verb in question tags. And we have to maintain the rule of positive negative as well. If the sentence is positive, we have to use negative question tag. But if the sentence is negative, like in the third one, the water in this bottle isn't dirty, and in this situation we have to use positive question tag. Similarly, the students will arrive in time. Won't they? The negative of will is won't they. The students, this is noun, plural noun, therefore we use they to replace this subject. There are 24 auxiliary verbs, be verbs, have verbs, do verbs, and modal auxiliaries, is, am, are, was, were, have, has, had, do, does, did, can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must. These are the examples of some auxiliary verbs, and if there is any such auxiliary verb in the sentence, in the statement, we have to use the same auxiliary verb in question tag. This is our first rule. Now let's move to the second rule. If there is only main verb in the sentence, in such situation we have to use do, does, or did accordingly. It means if there is no auxiliary verb in the sentence, and if there is only one main verb or main verb only in the sentence, in such situation we have to use do, does, or did. Look here. You live in the city, don't you? Amrita found a wallet on the way, didn't she? Hari likes coffee, doesn't he? Sirjana and Geeta learn music, don't they? In these situations, we have used do, did, and does. And we know that there are 5 forms of verbs, V1 to V5. And if there is infinitive form or V1 in the sentence, we have to use do in question tag. For example, you live in the city. This is first form of the verb. This is infinitive form. In such situation, we have used the do here. And positive negative rule should be maintained in case of statements. And the same pronoun you has been used here, don't you? Amrita found a wallet. Found. This is past form of the verb find. Therefore, we have to use did for this type of verbs. If there is V2 or if there is past form of the verb in the statement, we have to use did. Didn't she? Amrita is girl. Therefore, we have used she to replace that subject. We cannot use nouns in question tags. Hari likes coffee. This is fifth form of the verb like. Therefore, to replace this verb, we use does. Sirjana and Geeta. This is plural subject. It has names of 2 girls. Therefore, we use they here. Don't they? And we use do, did, and does because these verbs are also 5 forms of do verbs. Do, did, done, doing, does. And do is V1 itself, therefore it replaces the verb which is in the first form. And similarly, did is the past form of the verb do itself, therefore it replaces the verbs in past forms. The same thing happens with does. This is V5. Therefore, it is used in place of the verbs with fifth form. And V3 and V4, past participle and present participle. These verbs do not come alone. They appear only with auxiliary verbs, and therefore if there are past participle or present participle verbs in the statement, then the first rule is applicable. For example, look here. They have visited India. Visited is past participle. This is V3 and it must be preceded by an auxiliary verbs here, and we have to use the same auxiliary verb. The same thing happens in case of V4 as well. there must be auxiliary verb is, am, are, was, were plus before. Therefore we have to use auxiliary verb in case of B3 and B4. Now let's move to another rule. Do, does and did as main verbs. We have already told that do, does and did, these are also different forms of do verb. Do is V1, did is past form or V2, and done is past participle or V3. Doing is fourth form of the verb do, and does is B5. Therefore, we treat these verbs as main verbs, and we use the same rule that we have already discussed in the second rule. For example, the students do their assignments. This is B1. Therefore, we use don't they. She does her work in time. This is present simple or fifth form. Therefore, we use doesn't she. He did it. This is past form of the verb do. This is B2. Therefore, we use didn't he. You don't do such a stupid act, do you? Okay, this is a negative statement. Therefore, we have to use positive question tag. Okay. Now we are going to move towards the fourth rule of question tag. Have verb as main verb. Okay. If there is have verb as main verb, we have to be careful if that verb expresses the sense of possession or it expresses other meanings. We have to be careful. Let's observe the example. In case of possessions, she has a car. She has a car. Yes, she owns a car. It means she owns a car. They have a lot of money. They possess a lot of money. And if the words has, have, had, if different forms of have verbs express the sense of possession, in such situation, we can use these two options. Has, we can repeat the same verb here, hasn't she? Or we can regard this verb as fifth form of the verb, so we can use does as well. Therefore, if there is the sense of possession, then we can repeat the same have verb, or we can regard such verbs as main verbs, and we can make use of do, does and did. Hey, she has a car, hasn't she? Or doesn't she? दुईटै हुने भयो. पोजेसन छ भने सँग हुनु भन्ने मिनिङ आछ भने she has a car, उनीसँग एउटा कार छ. सँग हुनु भन्ने मिनिङ आएको छ भने यो हैजलाई नै रिपिट गर्न पनि सकियो, अथवा यो हैजलाई V5 मानेर does को युज गर्न पनि सकिन्छ. Similarly, they have a lot of money, haven't they? Or don't they? This is first form, therefore we can use do as well. But this doesn't happen with other meanings. जस्तै have, has को meaning अरु नै छ. Eat, drink, take भन्ने meaning छ भने we cannot use has or have in question tag. We have to use do, does and did. For example, she has tea in the morning. In this sentence, this word has means drinks. She drinks tea in the morning. There is no possessive sense here. Therefore, we cannot repeat this verb in question tag. We cannot say hasn't she here. She has tea in the morning, doesn't she? This is B5. You had a good rest last night. In this sentence, had means you took a good rest last night. Therefore, had is past form. We have to use didn't you. Next rule, contraction with is and has. For example, he's jaw. This is jaw sound. He's a doctor. He's a car. She's learning English. She's seen a tiger. He's accused of theft. In some cases it is, in other cases it is has. Now we have to find out in which situations this is and in which situation this is has. First of all, we have to be clear that we have to read the sentence, we have to read the given statement carefully. He is a doctor. This must be is, because this is subject attribute. यो डॉक्टर भनेको यही मान्छे हो, यसमा इज नै हुने भयो. अब यसमा ही इज अ कार त हुनै सक्दैन नि, ही हैज अ कार हुनु पर्यो. यो पोजेसन छ यता. अब पोजेसन भएको बेलामा we have just studied that we can use hasn't he or doesn't he, दुईटै हुने भयो यसमा. यो has हो भन्ने चाहिँ बुझिराख्नु पर्यो. अब यसमा she is learning English. Before fourth form of the verbs, before present participle, this is plus before हुन्छ. has plus before त हुन सक्दैन नि त, या त has been plus before हुनु पर्यो. Similarly, she is seen a tiger. अब एक्टिभ भोइसमा छ हैन, has have plus b3 present perfect tense हुने, यो has हुने. अब यहाँ त्यस्तो छैन, यो चाहिँ is हुने हो, बिकज यो प्यासिभ भोइसमा छ. he is accused of theft. यसको एक्टिभ भोइस, they accuse him of theft. अनि प्यासिभ के हुन्छ, he is accused of theft. is हो यो, this is. Therefore, we have used isn't he. Next, contraction with would and had. Apostrophe D. This is do sound. You'd better go to hospital, hadn't you? You'd rather buy that one, wouldn't you? You'd supported me in the past, hadn't you? You'd love that song, wouldn't you? Okay. It looks similar, but there are certain clues that we should know to find out the situations in which we have to use had or would. Okay, let's observe. You'd better. Before better, this is had. Before rather, this is would. Before b3 or past participle, this is had in past perfect tense. Before b1 or infinitive form, this is would. Would plus b1, had plus b3, had plus better, would plus rather. We have to understand. You had better go to hospital. This is a way of giving advice. You'd rather buy that one. This is preference. It expresses preference, priority. And this is the structure of past perfect, had plus b3. And would plus b1, this is used to state our past habits. You would love that one, wouldn't you? You had better. You would rather. You had b3. You would b1. Let's move to next rule. Indefinite pronouns. Indefinite means that is uncertain, that is not definite. Someone, somebody, everyone, everybody, no one, nobody, none, each. These are indefinite pronouns because we don't know actually who they are. Someone is calling us. Who is someone? We have no idea. It may be he, it may be she, or they. Therefore, these pronouns are known as indefinite pronouns. Let's observe the examples. Someone is following us. Aren't they? Everyone loves music, don't they? Nobody was seen in the party, were they? Each of them has got a prize, haven't they? No one hates him, do they? Everyone thanked him, didn't they? None of them saw us, did they? Okay. After observing these examples, first of all, we have to understand that these are indefinite pronouns. अनिश्चित छन्, हैन? These indefinite pronouns take singular verbs. ल हेर्नुस्, यिनीहरुले singular verb ल्याछ present tense मा अनि past tense को simple past मा यसरी है त was were सँग. V2 सँग फेरि यस्तो हुँदैन. V2 सबैसँग आउँछ. V2 is applicable to all type of subjects. Someone is, everybody loves, nobody was, each of them has, no one hates. These two are past forms. Past form is used with all type of subjects. These are singular verbs. Are ayana is avne. Love ayana loves. B5 is singular. Where sayna was. Have sayna has. B1 sayna B5. These are singular verbs. But the main thing that we have to understand is these indefinite pronouns are replaced by plural pronoun they in question tag. अब यहाँ question tag में we have to use they in place of such indefinite pronouns. Someone changes into they. Everybody they. Nobody they. Each of them they. No one they. है ना? Everyone none we have to use they in question tag. And once we have used they here, we cannot use the same singular verb with they. Therefore, we have to change the singular verb into plural. Positive negative rules should also be maintained. Someone सँग is आथ्यो, someone को सट्टामा त they आइसक्यो. अब they सँग is त आउन सक्दैन नि त, त्यही भएर is लाई are बनाउने, हैन? Was लाई were बनाउने, has should be changed into have, does should be changed into do. B5 भएको बेला do use गर्ने, जस्तै यसरी. No one hates him. अब B5 भएको बेला हामीले doesn't use गर्थ्यौं नि, but here we use do. Because that does should be changed into do because of this pronoun they. We have to maintain subject verb agreement in question tag, in statement as well. In statement, with these indefinite pronouns we have to use singular verbs, but in question tags with this pronoun they we have to use plural auxiliary verb. Another rule, indefinite pronouns that refer to things or matters, for example something, nothing, everything. These type of indefinite pronouns are singular because they do not denote to people, they denote to things or matters. Therefore, they are singular and thus they are replaced by singular subject it in question tag and they take singular verb. There should not be change in verb or auxiliary verb here. These indefinite pronouns are replaced by it in question tag. Something is lost, isn't it? Everything was okay, wasn't it? Everything has its value. This is possession. Hasn't it or doesn't it? Nothing looks beautiful. Negative sir, nothingly. Nothing looks beautiful. Does it? Something walks for you. Doesn't it? Next rule. Imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are used to give order, request, advice, warning, etc. And with such type of sentences, we use will you in general. It doesn't matter whether that sentence is positive or negative. In both the sentences, we use will you. Make noise, will you? Don't make noise, will you? Open your book, will you? Sam, go to your class, will you? Don't make noise, will you? Please give me some money, will you or can you? First of all, we have to understand that why we use will you with all these type of imperatives. Because we using imperative sentences, we are giving order, request or advice to someone or somebody. It may be negative or positive sentence, but we are giving order. We are making request using positive or negative structure. That doesn't matter. And the question tag remains the same because will you, it asks whether that person follows our order or request or not. We use will you in both positive and negative imperatives. And sometimes we can use can you as well. If we are asking for their ability, in such situation we can use can you as well. Please give me some money. Will you? Please give me some money. Can you? Please give me some money भनेपछि अब यो काम गर्ने छौ भन्नु छ भने will you सोध्ने, will you use गरेर प्लिज गिभ मी सम मनी, यो काम गर्न सक्छौ भन्नलाई क्यान यु पनि भन्न सकिन्छ. बट मोस्टली विल यु इज used for all type of imperatives. Next, imperatives with let and lets. Let is similar to this type of structure, begins with verb. Let me tell something. We use let to ask someone or somebody to give us permission to do something. Let me tell something, will you? Let me go, will you? Let me sit here, will you? मलाई यहाँ बस्न देऊ, बोल्न देऊ भनेको छ र त्यो काम गर्न दिनेछौ भनेर फेरि रिपिट कन्फर्म गर्नु छ भने will you युज गर्ने. But let's have a party. In this type of sentence, the speaker also has involvement. All of them do that thing together. Therefore, we have to use shall we here. Will र shall को use पनि थाहा पाउनु पर्यो. Shall is used with I and we only. But will is used with all type of subjects. Therefore, with we have the system of using shall in question tag. In this case, it is used for let's is used for proposing something. The speaker proposes that they should do something. Therefore, we use will you with the sentences beginning with let, and we use shall we with the sentences beginning with let's. Okay, now let's move to another rule. Let's observe the words that make a sentence negative. These are certain words that make the sentence negative. No, never, nothing, no one, none, hardly, rarely, seldom, scarcely, barely, little. If these words are used in the sentence, that sentence is regarded as negative and we have to use positive question tag in such situation. For example, you have gained nothing. Have you? This nothing makes this statement negative. She can hardly understand a word. Hardly. उनी एकदम मुश्किलले एक शब्द बुझ्न सक्छिन् भनेको छ. She can hardly understand a word. Can she? It rarely rains in deserts. Does it? He has never been to Pokhara. Has he? Has is auxiliary verb here. This is third form of verb, been. He was liked by none. Was he? In this way we can easily identify whether the sentence, whether the given statement is positive or negative. Now let's move to another rule. All as subject. All can be used as singular or plural subject, depending on the situation. For example, all is well, isn't it? All are fine, aren't they? Okay, we have to understand that if the word all is used with singular verb is or any other singular verb, in such situation this subject doesn't denote people. It denotes things or matters. All is well, sab thik cha. We use it for this subject all if that is singular and it denotes things or matters, not people. But all are fine. It means all people, all persons are fine. Aren't they? It means all refers to people. सबैजना ठिक छन् भने. Okay? Singular all. In case of singular all, use pronoun it with singular verb in question tag. In case of plural all, use the pronoun they with plural verb in question tag. Let's observe some extra situations. You have to struggle in life. Have to plus V1. Have to plus V1, has to plus V1, had to plus V1. If we see this type of structure in sentence, then we have to make use of do, does or did accordingly. Have to plus V1 छ भने do use गर्नु, and we use does if there is has to, we use did if there is had to in sentence. She used to be an artist, didn't she? Used to plus V1. Used to plus V1, it is used to express past habits. This is a sentence in simple past tense, therefore we use didn't she. You ought to join this class. Ought to. If there is ought to, we use oughtn't you. Ravi along with his friends is coming. In this sentence, the verb agrees with the first subjects. Ravi is coming. This is our actual sentence. This is extra information along with his friends. Ravi is coming is our main part of the sentence. Therefore, we have to use question tag in this way. Isn't he? Ravi is, isn't he? Either he or his friends are the witness. In this sentence, the verb agrees with the second subject, his friends. His friends are either or, neither nor. In such situation, we have to use the verbs that agrees with the second subject. His friends are. Therefore, our question tag is aren't they. His friends are, aren't they? Hurry, stop playing, will you? In this sentence, the first word hurry is used for drawing attention, and then there is comma. Then the actual imperative begins with V1. Stop playing, will you? Ram cut his finger, didn't he? In these situations, we have to understand that Ram is a singular subject and it cannot come with plural verb V1. Ram cuts his finger present ma. Therefore, this V1 is not possible with singular subject. Therefore, this form is past form V2. Ram cut his finger. This is past form because past form is okay with all type of subjects. V2 agrees with all type of subjects. Therefore, this is V2. This is past form. Ram cut his finger, didn't he? Similarly, these are some verbs that have same three forms. Put, shut, hit, hot, cast, read, read. These all words, these all verbs have same three forms. Therefore, the students should not get confused. If these verbs are used with singular subjects, then we have to understand that they are in past form. In such situation, we should make use of did. This is a book, isn't it? Okay. This cannot be used in question tag. It should be converted and it. There is a cinema hall in this town, isn't there? There is used in question tag, isn't there? And these are some plural subjects. If these type of subjects are there in a statement, then we have to use these type of pronouns in question tag. He and she are my friends, aren't they? In this way. You and I are friends. I and you are friends, aren't we? He and you are friends, aren't you? You and they छ भने you हैन Ram and Hari छ भने यस्तो खालको they. Now we are going to move towards practice section. Students, I have made a collection of so many questions and their answer key has also been given here. We cannot have a lot of time for practice, therefore you have to guess very fast and you have to check your answer as well quickly. Let's move to the first question. Raju makes many mistakes. Observe the underlined verb makes, that is fifth form of the verb. Therefore, in such situation, we have to use does. Raju makes many mistakes, doesn't he? You should respect each other. Try to guess very fast. You should respect each other. Should, shouldn't you? Similarly, the flag has 4 colors in it. Has 4 colors. This expresses possession. Therefore, we can say hasn't it or doesn't it. I am a doctor. Am. If there is am, we have to use aren't in question tag because amn't is not possible. Aren't I? Nobody is concerned about corruption. Nobody is. This is indefinite pronoun. Therefore, we have to use they in question tag, and we have to change verb as well to make proper subject verb agreement. Are they? Should help you. There is infinitive form in the sentence. Therefore, this is would. Would plus V1. Wouldn't she? Everything is perishable. This is indefinite pronouns that denotes a thing. Everything is perishable. Isn't it? Okay, try to guess fast. Let us play. The sentence beginning with let us play. Will you? She has her car washed. This is causative verb, therefore we have to use does regarding this as fifth form. Doesn't she? Each of them is busy. Indefinite pronoun. Aren't they? My sister hardly ever smokes. Hardly makes the sentence negative, therefore with V5 we have to use does she? You and I. You and I means we. Haven't we? There is a canteen in front of the school. You know, isn't there? Someone rarely tortures me. Rarely makes negative. Tortures is B5. Therefore, do they? Do they? Sima, have a cup of tea. Have a cup of tea. Will you? I didn't buy any book. The sentence is negative. Therefore, did I? All are innocent. All are innocent. This all denotes people here. Aren't they? Let's complain about it. Let's. Shall we? She'd better do her work. Apostrophe D plus better. It means this is had. Hadn't she? Rather. Wouldn't I? Everybody must. Mustn't they? She has to continue her study. Has to plus B1. Has to plus B1. Doesn't she? There is little water in the bottle. Little makes this sentence negative. Is there? That's my suitcase. That's. Isn't it? Physics is a difficult subject. Isn't it? I think they will bunk the class. Won't they? In this situation, we should not say don't I. I think, I hope. यस्तो छ भने second verb, second subject हेर्ने. Won't they? I am not an architect. Am I? Have a light breakfast. Imperative. Will you? Let's set the table for dinner. Let's. Shall we? There is nothing in the suitcase. Negative sentence. Is there? Somebody will tell a story. Won't they? You had learned Japanese. B3. Apostrophe D B3. This is in past perfect. Hadn't you? He never tells the truth. Negative. He never tells the truth. Does he? Everyone is satisfied with it. Everyone is. Aren't they? Apostrophe D plus B1. Wouldn't he? Children used to play. Used to plus B1. Simple past. Didn't they? Shall. I shall. I shall. Shan't I? This is. Isn't it? No one cut the trees. This is B2. Because B1 cannot come with indefinite pronouns. This is B2. This is negative. No one cut. Did they? She had breakfast yesterday means she ate breakfast. Didn't she? Deer finished the grass. This is plural because if it is singular, then we have to use article. A deer is singular, deer is plural. Deer finished the grass. Didn't they? You ought to be very serious. Oughtn't you? All is well. This is thing. Isn't it? I hope it will rain tonight. Won't it? Won't it? Nothing is imperishable. Is it? Do come to my party. Imperative. Will you? They barely use firewood for cooking. Barely makes the sentence negative. Barely means rarely. They barely use firewood for cooking. Do they? Next. Practice makes a man perfect. Doesn't it? I'm okay. I am. Aren't I? And last one is the poor should be helped. The poor is plural subject because the poor, it denotes the group of all poor people. Therefore, this is plural subject. Shouldn't they? Okay, students. Now we have finished the practice section of question tags, and I am going to give you some questions for further exercise for your self practice, and I hope you can easily do these questions, you can easily solve these questions. And if you have any confusions, if you have any difficulties, please watch the video once again, and I am sure that you can easily solve these questions. Thank you very much for watching the video thoroughly. If you have any queries or suggestions, please feel free to leave your responses in the comment section below. And if you are satisfied with the video, please like, share and subscribe this YouTube channel. We will meet in the next video very soon. Have a great time. Goodbye.